Hey there, this is my Azov 64131 review, and this truck is the epitome of slow and steady wins the race. So to start with, I'll quickly cover that this truck was voted best in-game by the community before I made this video in the top right, the video for obtaining the truck at level 2, and yes, I am aware of the more optimal ways of doing what I did in said video. Anyway, I have this truck set up with the AM8 16.1 engine and the advanced special gearbox for AA, B- performance ratings. This is the most powerful engine, and the other gearbox options include the regular special gearbox and the fine-tuned gearbox, with no reason to use anything other than the advanced special gearbox. There are no other options for suspension, so it's stock all the way, but that's fine because this truck doesn't have a problem with ground clearance, nor does it have a problem with the front bumper hitting the ground when you go through dips. The truck has all-wheel drive and diff lock always on, with a solid 350 litre fuel tank, which when the game first released, this was way up there for endurance and utility, especially from a truck available from the very beginning of the game. Similar to other trucks of this manufacturer, it comes with 47-inch wheels, which are pretty standard, and unfortunately there is only actually one mud tyre option, and it's the MHS1, which is essentially the weakest mud tyre. So, pros and cons. I'm not exactly sure why more options aren't available. Perhaps the developers didn't want this truck to be overpowered, who knows. A nice spare wheel option is nice, and the snorkel is on the roof, so you really need a deep body of water to take damage on the engine. Covering the frame add-ons now, and yeah, you can have whatever you want. This truck can do all of it and more. Unlike the Tega 6436, this truck can equip a crane and a flatbed at the same time. However, when you do this, you cannot hitch a trailer, as the flatbed overhang at the rear is fairly extreme, but not that that affects the handling in any way. From the footage, we've got some beams being transported on the truck's flatbed, and the other clips are the truck hauling a trailer loaded up with more metal beams, and as you can see from both, it just keeps going and going. This is the speed I go at, no matter the surface. A downside that most embrace is the fact that the truck has a very low top speed, which is about 30 kilometers per hour. But as I've said about Snowrunner time and time again, it isn't a race. It's not, you don't get any bonus points for getting to the destinations any quicker, apart from in the race objectives, but you wouldn't use that in a race. Driving quickly with cargo will almost always end up in disaster unless you're using mods. So, I don't have an issue with the truck speed. Because of the speed, it's practically impossible to lose control because you're not going fast enough. While driving on roads, your fuel consumption will probably average around 5 litres per minute. On dirt, you're looking at 6 to 8 litres per minute, and then in wet mud, you're looking at 10 to 15 litres per minute. It's a bit more variable there. Many moons ago, I made this video comparing a bunch of heavy-hitting trucks to test their towing speeds and fuel consumption, and this truck was the slowest, but it was also the most economical. So it's a solid choice for those oversized hauling contracts for sure, especially if they're over a long distance. So to summarize, the pros of this truck include good ground clearance, uses any add-on you need, great for any trailer pretty much, all-wheel drive and diff lock always on, it's available from the start of the game with decent tires, economical fuel consumption, advanced special gearbox which allows 3 low range options and high range, a snorkel on the roof for ultimate protection against water, and it's very hard to lose control. And the cons of this truck include its limited mud tire options, cannot equip a flatbed, crane and trailer. So to sum up, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. Compared to what is available now, it's kind of falling back, to the likes of the Zix 605R and, the Tatra Force with its roof rack and stuff. But back in the day, this was peak. And if this truck had been, say, updated with a roof rack with some spare parts and a couple more mud tire options, then this would be challenging the big boys for sure. But it's still a good truck, and I would definitely recommend it if you haven't used it before. So I want to thank you very much for watching. If you found this video useful, then please let me know down below. And if you could give the video a little like, as it really helps the channel out, and have a great day.